What's up, guys? Team C4 here with you. We got another deck profile. This is an Edison format. Matt's got us something nice for us. What you got today, Matt?
What's up, guys? We got a Rescue Cat topping profile. I think it was the last Edison tournament that we did. 3 rounds, just classic little Edison playing little kitty cats. So
Awesome. Let's get into it, man.
Awesome. Sweet. So, of course, the one of the heart and soul of the deck, Rescue Cat, man. It's the heart and soul. It's the reason to play this. The real point of the deck is hand control. So here, it's like basically 2 more copies of Rescue Cat. So yeah.
Just boosting consistency on
Exactly. So Sanguine can search you Summoner Monk or just straight up into Cat. Just depends on the situation. So,
Awesome.
Yeah. Your Cat targets. 3 Airbellum, that's your tuner. This is also part of the hand rip. When dealing direct damage with it, it rips a card from your opponent's hand, and it's pretty powerful. The utility as a tuner is also great. You can go into 5s, 7s, and you can climb into 8s and stuff too, so super cool. So,
awesome.
3 for sure. Next, we've got Raikou, which also, aside from being a Rescue Cat target, it happens to be one of the best cards in the format.
Oh, yeah.
It does everything. Mills you cards into the grave, pops cards, non-targeting, so it's great. And then, if you squint really hard, these are also Raikous. It's just a different form of it. It's like a delayed Raikou, but it's good in its own right, too, as a level 4. Sometimes you just need bodies to kind of swing through, hit like guys that they have on the board, so you can swing directly with your Airbellum. So, but super great in utility, and also when it comes to like, there's turns when you can like search with Raikou with the like Charge of the Light Brigade and other decks. But being able to have this in hand and kind of bait your opponent, they think it's Raikou, but it's actually this. It can really screw up their plays. So it's a lot simpler game states. So little things like that come up a lot.
It's very defensive too, because you just set the Raikou, they attack. They pretty much have to have 4 monsters just to attack you directly.
And then with this, you know, when it comes to the Blackwing matchup, Shura can't run this over, which is really nice. And then you still get to summon a Raikou. So, and then that does, if you guys aren't familiar for some reason with Edison, this summons the Raikou in face down defense. So whether they run into it themselves, or next turn you flip the Raikou, like you get the effect off of it, which is great.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. I'm testing out a couple tomatoes in the deck. They're basically to help search for the Sanguine and then potentially the Summoner Monk. So extra names. So it helps that they're not flip effect monsters, but these definitely come out in any Blackwing matchup, because Shura running over this feels really bad.
Yeah,
so.
You're giving them advantage by getting some.
Yeah, definitely not worth. Gravekeeper Spy's at 2 in the deck. It may seem random, but it's a spellcaster with a big defense, and there's a Synchro monster in the extra deck that really works well because it's a spellcaster.
Okay.
So it's really good, and I'm thinking about adding a Gravekeeper's Guard just for utility, depending on what do I want to special summon with Spy. So yeah, absolutely.
Utility, that's what we like to see.
That's it. And then finally, just one SKEYEZ. SKEYEZ is just so good.
Removal.
Yeah. Targeting banish, and then just this can also banish itself for game, inflict 1,000. So it comes up a lot. Onto the spells. That's all the monsters. So we are playing triple upstart. We really don't care how many life points our opponent has, as long as they don't have any cards in hand, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to dig through the deck, find Rescue Cat, find Summoner Monk. These are also free discards for Summoner Monk, and also free side outs.
Yeah.
So it's really helpful because I'm playing a 37 card deck, basically.
Yeah. And then it's just a draw one.
Give them 1,000 life points. Yeah, but once again, I'm like hand control, so life points don't matter. Yeah, so great.
No cards to play, doesn't matter.
In addition to consistency with Upstart, triple Pot of Avarice. This card is so good in Edison. Like, just out of nowhere, basically drawing 2, and with this deck, you like go through all your monster engine,
just recycle it all,
reset the whole deck. Yeah, it's really great. So it feels weird to play 3 because when you see it, sitting in your hand, you're like, oh, what am I doing? But
Yeah.
think about every card in the deck. It's like Recruiter, Raikou, like it comes up. So you'll be able to resolve it.
Get the cat back in the deck.
Exactly. It's ridiculous. Get Cat, Summoner Monk, Sangit, all that stuff. Yeah.
Whole engine's just live again.
Nuts. It's nuts. Because we want our attacks to go through, we're playing back row hate. So we've got the Heavy Storm, that's a staple, the one of MST, and then I'm on Cold Wave. I think it's a pretty cool card. It's very, very oppressive. There's a reason that this card is banned today. If you're not familiar, activate this card. Neither player can set or activate spell or traps, so until the end of the opponent's turn. So it's crazy.
It's pretty nutty.
It's gnarly. Next we're playing just a bunch of power spells, really, or a couple power spells here. So this is just twofold, getting a monster out of the way to swing into it with Air Bellum. I can flip it up and synchro with it, or big boss monsters. BrainCon can steal games. Like, this is a necessary for any Edison deck, in my opinion. And then, yeah, comes up with like synchro plays and all that jazz. And it's also just an extra spell for Summoner Monk. Yeah. You'll see a very heavy spell lineup because of that synergy. And next to just general utility cards, I'm on triple Book of Moon. This is kind of weird because it feels like a neg 1 because nothing's like being removed from the field, but this into Blackwing is so crazy. I can flip all of my own cards like that are flip effect monsters back face down and trigger them again. That's kind of the heart and soul. And when it comes to like Royal Decree, this gets around that. It's just a really low to the ground, but can be used in so many different situations. So, yeah, the impact can be kind of low, but it can be used so often. So. Utility card being Knock. This card's very, very good. Raikou, like I said, best card in the format. It sucks hitting a Raikou and then milling your deck out of Raikou's, but at that point you're kind of deck thinning. And then trying to draw your power spells and power monsters and stuff like that. So, yeah, 2 Knock. And that's all the spells.
Alright.
Onto the traps. We are playing hand control. So we're on the 1 Dust Shoot, 1 Mind Crush. This card is crazy in Edison. If you're not familiar with the ruling, no matter if they have the card or not, you still get full hand knowledge. So, even like get turn 1, even setting this to discard a card, but you know exactly what's in their opponent's hand. Like, these cards are crazy, so yeah, gotta play them. And then some back row for battle traps. So Mirror Force and Dim Priz, just utility, 1 of each. And then summoning like negation or something like that. Summoning interaction, Bottomless, that's the other one. And then finally we've got Solemn Judgment and then Starlight Red. So that's the trap lineup. These cards, very, very good. And then for me, once again, life points don't matter. I just want to make sure you don't have cards. So, alrighty, that's the main.
Alright.
Going on to the extra.
Okay, let's see it.
Sweet. I've got to, with all the new reprints coming out, I've got to work on maxing this out. But bear with me. We're on the level 5s. Ally of Jessica Cataster, solid. Played some Lightsworns tonight, so can't really do anything with their monsters. They've got to remove it until JD hits the board, of course, and it feels so bad. But of course, the other level 5, Magical Android. Yeah, just super great. Gain life points to 2,400 beat stick, so cool. Those are the 5s. 2 6s. Goyo, classic. This card is so good.
One of the best synchros.
I don't know why they printed it back then. It's crazy. It's a level 6 synchro that beats over Stardust.
And it was generic.
Crazy.
Take it. I mean,
Yeah, it's the nuts. So there's that, and then there's Brya.
It's
another classic staple 6. So that's kind of what you're playing. 7s. So this is Arcanite Magician. This is that level 7 that I was talking about that requires a spellcaster as a material, and it is a pop 2. So it can go to 2,400 and just be a big guy, But also you can set this up in defense and pop some cards on the field. So yeah, pop 2 cards, great. Other 7, Airbellum or Urbellum. This is another hand control card, just a great level 7 generic. And then Black Rose Dragon. So just staple in Edison. You gotta play it. And I don't know. I kind of like the QCs.
Oh, yeah.
You'll have to sound off in the comments of whether or not you're a fan of these. I think it's so cool for the old formats.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Just getting to bling those out. And then on to the 8s. This is a card that I need to max rarity, so hey, if you got those QCs, send them in.
Definitely, I need to get me one too.
But this card's so good. You basically play 1 for the Starlight Road, just in case, and then 1 to summon regularly. But yeah, super good card. Another kind of protection card like Stardust is the Thought Ruler Archfiend. Stops targeting spell and trap cards, and then gains you life. So great card.
Oh yeah.
And then finally RDA, just another big body, level 8, and then Colossal Fighter. So yeah. Let's see here. Mistworm is the last level 9. Cool that you can play this card. I wish Trish was out at the time, but it is not. So budget Trish is our Mistworm here, in case we ever need a 9.
Yeah.
And then the last card in the extra is just the Chimera Tech Fortress Dragon. You always got to come correct for machines, just in case, because they be crazy. They be crazy.
Them gadgets.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. And so we'll go to the side deck, and like, of course, with Edison in particular, there's so many viable decks. So your side deck is just whatever you play against your locals. Just do it. So these are for against machines and just going second. It's great to have a big body. Normal summon Airbellum right afterwards. Run over a set monster, swing with Airbellum, make a Stardust, make a Thought Ruler. This card's great. So, and I love the QC. Double DD Crow. This card is also insane, just generically. Hitting cards like Pot of Avarice, interrupting those cards. Light Sworns, get the names out of there. Banish Wolf, stuff like that. Very, very good generically. Consecrated Light, if you have any Blackwing players, come correct with this. Kyle, he knows the Consecrated Light experience.
It's terrible if you're running Blackwings.
You got to do something against Blackwings because they are so good.
It's fair.
Consecrated Light. So, and then the second SKEYEZ, it comes up. It's really, really good. Just having an extra tribute summon. So, awesome. These are also for machines. Probably didn't have to run these tonight. The Cyber Dragons are probably sufficient, but just in case, you know. Once again, play your matchups. White Sworns, for all the good this did to me tonight. I got Royal Decreed on this, and then JD'd for my life savings twice. But this card's so good. You gotta play it. You gotta play it if they're Light Sworn players around you. So here's what it is. See, pulling the rug, just in case there's a Monarch player, you gotta play it. Super excited about the reprint in the new OTS pack coming in super. You don't have to track down $10 rares of this anymore. So definitely go to your local OTS and pick some up. And then extra back row removal with Dust Tornado. And then this, I don't know, I've just been messing around with it. Gotham's Emergency Call. This is, I don't know, if you have other players that play like something like Synchro Cat or X Saber, something like that, it is cool to have, but it also summons 2 of my own just in case. So it's just there. So I haven't figured out what else to put in. But yeah, that's the deck profile.
Head blind as hell on Super Saiyan, but who was that claiming? Okay,